LinkedIn. Oh, welcome in. Let's see. My name is Shanti. Hey, how you doing? I am a master certified mental health coach, mental health advocate. Share the live because we are going to get into reparenting ourselves today. I used to think that word reparenting was BS. I am here to tell you it is not. Hello, I am live on what is this? LinkedIn right now, and now I'm about to hit the live button on Facebook. So I am on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. All right, I am now live. So come on in the room. There it is. How y'all doing? Tell me how you feeling today. How you doing? How you feeling? Welcome in. So if y'all see me looking every which way, that is because I am on 5 different platforms at the same time. So I want to make sure I make eye contact with everybody. Happy Wednesday. Again, my name is Shanti Refuge. I am a master certified mental health coach, mental health advocate, keynote speaker, author, all things mental health. Welcome in the room. I've been going live every day, Monday through Friday at different times. I'm trying to get it together to see which time is the best. So you might catch me midday, or you might catch me like now at 6:21 because I had a one-on-one who did not show, but I still get paid for it, so I ain't mad at it. So anytime you want to catch the replay of what I talked about, it is available on my YouTube channel. I am at Shanti Refuge Journals on YouTube, and you can catch the replay. So if you were just popping in by accident, no, it was not an accident. You need to be here to listen to this. I'm talking about reparenting ourselves because let's face it, there's a possibility that our parents weren't the best parents, right? And if you're anything like me, I didn't realize my parent wasn't the best parent until I became an adult and reflected back. Like, okay, you did this, and this, but I needed this, and this. Of course, when we're a kid, we don't know what we need. Hey, thank you for joining. Baby, I am parched. I've been talking all day. I had a full lineup today. I had one-on-ones. I had Okay, let's see. I had one-on-ones. I had group today. So, and I worked today. I earned my coins today, but I ain't even complaining because best believe when this is over, she gonna relax because she deserved it. She earned it. Not that you have to earn your rest, but today I did, and so I'm gonna take full advantage of that. So let's settle in. Again, my name is Shanti Refuge. I'm a master certified mental health coach. Thank you for being here. And thank you for taking the time to listen to what I have to say. You could watch anybody's live and you chose to come and watch mine. So bless you. I appreciate you. So while we settle in, if you're joining me, take a breath because we might be getting heavy on some real stuff that needs to be talked about. So take a big old deep breath. And if you are catching the replay, this message is still for you. Again, you can watch it on my YouTube channel. So today's conversation is for the people who keep saying, I know better. So why is this still hard? And because knowing better doesn't mean you were taught better. And healing doesn't just require awareness, it requires relearning. So today we're talking about reparenting yourself in real time, and it is very necessary. It's not a buzzword. I know people like to say reparenting. No, this is a real thing. And it's actually not trendy or cute at all. This is hard work when you have to reparent yourself. But, as a real daily, sometimes uncomfortable practice, and more times than not, it's going to be uncomfortable when you are reparenting yourself. So, reparenting yourself is what happens when you realize no one is coming to save you, but you are allowed to care for yourself differently than you were cared for before. So keep that in mind while I'm giving you this information. And before we go deeper, I want to quickly ground us in where we have been this week. So I got to do my recap. So Monday, we ain't do nothing because I was on MLK time. So I took the day out. But yesterday, we talked about self trust and how it is not confidence, it is consistency. And rebuilding. Hey, that's my girl. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for joining. I just got on. You ain't missed nothing, girl. I just got started. I had a one-on-one at 6 o'clock and she did not show, so I said, well, let me take this opportunity to go live because that was my plan. I had two one-on-ones, and then after those two I was going to go live. But thank God. God knew I needed to no, you did not, girl. I was supposed to go on at 7. I'm in Texas, in Houston. So I was supposed to go on at 7, but because my one-on-one did not show up, I decided to go ahead and take advantage of this time. So that's what I'm doing. We're talking about reparenting ourselves. How are you today? Happy Wednesday. Thank you so much for tuning in. Um, so yesterday we talked about how rebuilding trust with yourself means responding differently instead of overriding yourself. So today's topic is going to naturally rebuild on that, because once you stop abandoning yourself, you have to learn how to stay. So you can't, abandon yourself. We got people around us who abandon us all the damn time. Don't do it to yourself, right? So we are reparenting ourselves today. So reparent, let me stop and tell you what reparenting actually means. Reparenting yourself does not mean blaming your parents. That is not what that means. Reparenting, let me say it again for the people in the back. Reparenting does not mean blaming your parents. That is not what that means. This isn't about pointing fingers. This is about telling the truth. And reparenting means acknowledging that some of your needs were not met consistently, whether it was emotionally, mentally, or even physically. I would tell people all day, my mama made sure hair was done, clothes were on point, dressed to the nines, clean, fed, nothing ever got cut off. I used to brag how my mama kept us fly, and she had 3 girls. But when I became an adult and looked back, the thing that was missing was emotional. Some needs, could be safety. Um, Parent might not have kept you safe and probably wasn't even aware that you weren't safe, or not validating you. It's important that you validate if you have kids in the house, please make sure you validate them so they don't go outside looking for validation, meaning looking for love in the wrong places. I had a discussion with someone yesterday and I told them that had my mom been there emotionally for me, it took me as an adult, it took me to look back and realize that I was looking for love in the wrong places. I used to sleep around. I was a teen mom. I wouldn't expect, of course, I didn't get pregnant on purpose, but when you do grown up stuff, when you ain't grown, you have to, get that consequence as well. So, and it didn't dawn on me until I had this conversation yesterday, literally, that I was looking for love in the wrong places. So, and one of the consequences was being in the 8th grade with a kid, and I don't regret anything. I love my baby to death, but that was not the time, right? Can you imagine being in the 8th grade, pregnant, 9th grade, having a baby? Like, can you even imagine that for yourself? That is real life. That was real life for a lot of us, you know. Or it could look like comfort, you weren't comfortable in your home. And it could be for a lot of reasons. Maybe mama had a lot of traffic coming in and out of the house, or maybe, mom didn't have like the basic necessities, or it could be consistency or emotional attunement. And I never want to blame the parent, because a lot of, if you're around my age, a lot of our parents are boomers, so they ain't no better. They did the best that they could with what they had, because of course nobody taught them that. So how do we, as the children of boomers, expect them to teach us what they didn't know? And that's why, Gen X, are we Gen X, Gen Y? I don't know what gen I am, but it is our job to break that, break that generational curse. That's why we're here. That's what I'm doing, by, being transparent with my journey, so that I can let you all know that, if I can overcome a lot of things, you can too. You have no excuse at all. So, and so when those needs are not met early on, That don't mean you stop needing them. You just learn how to survive without it. I survived not having emotional connection for the better part of my life. You know, it was like I thought it was natural. I didn't know that I needed hugs. I needed to be told I love you. I didn't grow up in a house like that where, oh, I love you, you're smart, blah, blah, blah. When I used to come home crying because I got a B in class, my mama would be like, girl, shut up. At least you passed. No, goddamn it, I wanted an A. I wanted to be the smartest one. Not, not being told that, okay, be glad you got a B. But again, she ain't know no better. So you can't blame your parents for everything, right? So again, we just learn how to survive without them. Welcome in if you are just joining. Hey y'all, my name is Shanti. I'm a master certified mental health coach, mental health advocate, and we're talking about reparenting ourselves today. So when we become an adult, we get into survival mode. And probably don't aren't even aware that we are in it. So what that looks like, being extremely hard on yourself, pushing instead of pausing, like, I got to get it. I got to do this. I got to do this. Or minimizing your emotions. I used to do that. Or, shaming yourself into productivity. Get your lazy ass up. Girl, you can get up and do 8 more hours. You could do this, do this. That's what it looks like. Or struggling to rest without guilt. Like, you tired, you want to lay down, but you start feeling bad for laying down because you feel like you should be doing something. And that's not always the case. So that don't mean something's wrong with you. If you have been just if you have learned to survive that way, that doesn't mean anything's wrong with you. Not at all. It means that no one showed you how to stay with yourself, when things got hard. Again, because our mamas didn't know that. Our grandmothers damn sure didn't know that. We were taught, keep pushing. You got shit to do. You got stuff to do. You got to show up for this, and this. So, of course, that's why I say you can't always blame your parent. So, reparenting yourself means learning how to respond to yourself now with care instead of control. Talk about the nervous system now because this is very important. So, pay attention. So, there is research behind what I'm saying. I always have to come with my receipts because I want y'all to know that I did my homework and now I'm passing it on to y'all. And, I'm not just talking out the side of my neck. So, attachment research shows that emotional regulation is learned through consistent, safe responses. Notice I said consistent and safe. You can't, uh, regulate your emotions one day and then neglect them the next day. You have to do it every day, even if it's 1% better every day. I was telling my support group this earlier. The goal is always 1% every day. Nobody says you have to be perfect because there's no such thing as perfect. So get that mindset of perfect out of your brain because that don't you just setting yourself up for disappointment when you think that you have to be perfect because there's no such thing. So, attachment research shows that emotional regulation is learned again through consistent, safe responses. So when a child is met with patience instead of punishment, or curiosity instead of criticism, their nervous system learns safety. And I can tell you myself, I didn't know this when I had, my kid at 14. How the hell am I supposed to know that? Because nobody taught me that. I didn't know it at 23 when I had my second kid. So, I went with my niece. If y'all ever met Puddin', my little niece who be coming trying to steal a show like she did it. She, I take her as an opportunity to get it right. Not to say that, my kids are great. They're grown and great and gone. So, and I still, assist them in those areas that they need. But I get to do it with Puddin' because she 5. So I get to catch her at a young age. And I validate her, baby. We say affirmations. I tell her she is beautiful, she is kind, she is smart. I have her say them in the mirror, all of that. Because, my purpose now is to be that person that I wish I would have had and be that person my children needed. And now I'm being the auntie that she needs. I'm that person in her life. So it don't have to stop with your kids. It could be your friends, your colleagues, co-workers. Hell, it could be with your enemies. Because guarantee you, they may not like you, but they watching you. So I mean, you can speak life and to people, and sometimes they won't even know what you're doing. And that's the great part about it. But you know what you're doing. And it goes a long way. Absolutely does. So um, when you don't meet a child with the things that they need, they grow up regulating through pressure and control, always under pressure and always trying to control everything, right? So instead of I need rest, they're even though their body's saying they need rest, their mind saying, you got more to do. Push harder. Let's go. Let's get to work. Or instead of acknowledging that you're overwhelmed, it's get it together. You got stuff to do. And reparenting yourself is learning regulation through relationship with yourself. So it's like you have to learn yourself. And I always tell people the best way to learn yourself is to sit with yourself in silence. Sit. No music, no white noise, no sound. Sit and acknowledge all the thoughts that come up in your mind. Acknowledge them. And then if it's something negative, reframe that. And just like I told my group today, people were I was telling them to tell me what they're thinking about themselves, and one of them said that I am trying to blah blah blah. I say take that word trying out. Don't use that word. Trying is just a means to have an excuse. Oh, I'm trying. Don't try, do. Because when you take that word trying out, that leaves you no room to make excuses. Do it, especially when it comes to you and pouring into yourself. Because remember, 2026, we choosing ourselves. This is the year of us, the year of you. Choose you. So that means not putting pressure on yourself. There's enough people around here giving you deadlines, ultimatums, and all the other stuff. So why would you do it to yourself? And once you reparent yourself and meet yourself with compassion, establish a relationship with yourself, get to know yourself, what you will and will not tolerate. A lot of people, I learned today, a lot of people do not know what they will and won't tolerate when it comes to them. So I'm going to tell you, like I told them, get you a sheet of paper, draw a line down the middle, one side, what you will tolerate, other side, what you will not tolerate. And that could be anything. I will not tolerate you talking crazy to me. I will not tolerate you using me. I will not tolerate you. I'm not gonna lay down and let you walk all over me. Or it could be anything. But I can't tell you what you will and won't tolerate. Only you can do that for yourself. That's why I say sit with yourself, get some paper, draw a line down the middle, and write. That's the only way you're gonna know what you will and won't tolerate if you don't know. So let me give you some real life examples to make this real, because reparenting is not about an aesthetic. It is not. It looks like, letting yourself rest without punishment. If you're tired, go your ass to bed. Simple as that. It sounds simple, but it is hard for a lot of people to do. Or you can speak kindly to yourself when you mess up. I was saying earlier that I used to say, oh, girl, like when I would mess up, I'd be like, oh, girl, you're so dumb. And I had to stop saying that. You could think one thing, but when it comes out your mouth, it becomes real. So you flip that. Girl, you're so smart. That's okay. Start all over. You get it right. Keep trying. Don't stop. Don't you ever speak negatively out of your mouth about yourself. And no, this is not an overnight thing. It takes practice. That's why when you get up in the morning, you affirm yourself. I'm smart. I'm kind. I'm worthy. I deserve. I belong. All that. And even if you don't believe it, say it any damn way. Because eventually, the more you say it, the more you're going to believe it, and the more you are going to manifest that in your life. But just like you can manifest good things by speaking it, you can manifest bad things by speaking it too. So just imagine if I wouldn't have stopped saying I'm dumb when I mess something up. You start to believe it, right? So it works both ways. So focus on positivity, change the narrative, and don't go outside seeking validation at all. Don't do that. So again, let yourself rest. Don't punish yourself for needing rest. Or, speak kindly to yourself. Slow down. That is slow down. It is not a race. It is a journey. And your journey is not going to look like somebody else's. Slow down. Stop comparing yourself. Stop pushing yourself. It's like, so, I know we have goals to meet. We're so used to being productive. But it is okay to take a break. It is perfectly okay. I've never heard anybody dying from taking a break. But what I have heard, people dying from overworking, overdoing it, right? Slow down. When it gets done, it'll get done. Period. Your life, your mental health, your mental well being, physical well being is more important than anybody's productivity measure. And I promise you that, because you could, especially if you're working, you could work your ass off. They're not going to acknowledge the hard work you did. And guess what? If you were to drop dead behind trying to be productive and meet productivity for somebody else, the minute you drop dead, guess what? Your position going to be posted in 24 hours. And that's real shit. So slow the fuck down. Slow down. You deserve that. Slow down. Also, ask yourself what you need. Ask yourself, what do you need? In the morning, I do a body scan. After I say thank you, Lord, for another day. And then I do a body scan. Body scan. I start from my head down to my toes and ask, what do you need today? What is it that you need? Do I need to lay down for 15 more minutes? Okay, bet. Shit, today I laid down for an extra 30 minutes. No, I take that back, almost an hour. Because that's what my body told me it needed. So you have to listen to your body and do what your body says. If your body says, okay, I need to listen to my praise and worship, or my body says I need to lay here for a few more minutes, do that shit. Don't ignore your body. Don't ignore your needs. Because nobody not gonna meet your needs if you don't meet your own needs. Too many times we rely on other people to meet our needs and what we're lacking, but we're not meeting our own. I told my one of my one-on-ones today, she wants to be in a relationship. And I'm like, how the hell are you asking for a boyfriend and you ain't taking care of yourself? What are you gonna do with you? That's how I talk to my clients, by the way. Not all of them, but some of them I gotta, because like, what the fuck are you doing? How you gonna ask for something you can't give yourself? Make sure whatever it is you're asking out of someone else, make sure you can give it to yourself. You don't want no sick ass man coming to you. And then he, whisper them sweet nothings in your ear and you turn into his wife slash caregiver slash blah, blah, blah. That's not what you sign up for. Now, if something happens, it happens. But it starts with stop asking other people for what you cannot give yourself, or what you don't give yourself. And anything that they give you is extra. That's an addition to, not instead of. You got to take care of yourself, honey. And that goes for anyone who you align with or anyone who you take on as a partner. Yeah, don't come to me all broke down because I'm not fixing. I spent the last 17 years of my life trying to fix somebody. And it ended up in me being single. Because what about me? What about my wants? What about my needs? And when I started choosing myself, they didn't like that. Oh, well, the show will go on. And I don't go without for long. So, reparenting yourself looks like, instead of you saying, what's wrong with me? First of all, ain't shit wrong with you. Hey, welcome in. We're talking about reparenting ourselves. So instead of you saying, what's wrong with me? Ask yourself, what do I need right now? And listen. Do you need to eat? Do you need some water? Do you need to go to bed? Do you need to get off social media? Do you need some meditation, yoga? Do you need to go walking? Listen to your body. Our body talks if we listen. Hey, welcome in. So, and yes, it's gonna feel weird when you first start doing it. It does. It feel crazy, but it's very necessary. Trust me, because I felt so. I felt like, what the hell am I doing? Why am I sitting here asking myself what I need? But it's very necessary. It's very. So, and it's gonna feel weird the first time you do it because your nervous system is used to criticism and not care. So when you walking past that mirror and be like, oh Lord, I need to lose a couple. No, baby, you walk past that mirror and say, damn, I'm fine. I had to do that. Because I used to look at the mirror and be like, oh Lord, I'm so fat. I could do this and I could do that. Child, my body is tea. I walk past that mirror, girl, you look good. And I mean it. When I first said it, did I mean it? No. But I kept saying it until my mind caught up and was like, okay, yeah, okay, girl, you look good. I mean that. And even if you do need to lose a couple, still speak life into yourself because you can do it. And however you choose to lose whatever you need, or maybe you need to gain. That's you. Don't compare your again, don't compare your journey to somebody else because everybody's not the same. Some people got, the money to go get enhancements. That's their business. Some people got to do it the natural way. That's their business. Yeah, mind the business that pays you. Pretty much is what I'm saying. So, that voice that you hear, and you're gonna hear the inner critic. You are going to hear it come up. And when you do, that voice that's saying, girl, quit being lazy. Or why you not over this relationship by now? That happened 10 years ago. Why you not over what happened to you when you was a kid? You know, nobody else needs this much attention. Why I need this much attention? Stop that. Please stop that. Because our thoughts lie to us. And we don't realize that, but our thoughts do lie to us. And if we say what our thoughts are thinking, that you can manifest it, like I said earlier. So if you feel like you being lazy, you reframe that. I'm not being lazy, I'm tired and I'm laying down. Yeah, you talking to yourself, and some people might not understand it, but so what? This is for your healing, not nobody else's. So, that inner critic you're hearing, that's just conditioning. Years of saying negative stuff about yourself. That's all it is. And what you can do is just turn it around, say, reframe it into something else that is positive. If you know you need to lay down, lay your ass down. If you know you need to eat, eat. If you know you eating the wrong thing, don't stop eating the wrong thing. Just eat less of it. Don't deprive yourself. Doesn't matter what it is. Hey, thank you for joining. See, I'm parched again, but I'm gonna keep going. So I want to pause, and I want y'all to listen to this. If you're listening and you realize that you have never had the space to learn how to respond to yourself differently, you don't have to do it alone. I know y'all see me saying every day, healing is in community. I believe from my personal experience, the worst thing that we could do is try to heal on our own. When I first, went through after I had my nervous breakdown, I tried to heal it on my own. Like, I ain't going to no doctor. Black people don't go see therapists. Black people don't do this. Black people don't do that. That's because that's what I really thought. And that is so not true. Healing is in community. And that's why I show up like I do and tell y'all the stuff that I've been through so you will know, yes, I tried to do it by myself and I think I made myself worse. But once I realized that, okay, I'm gonna need support. I need a coach. I need a therapist, baby. I have a therapist. I have two coaches, and I have a mentor. And I will gladly tell you that even today, while I'm supporting other people in their journey, I'm getting support because healing is a journey. It never ends. The only time your journey ends is when you don't wake up and God call you home. That's when your journey ends. But until then, you got stuff to do. So every day you get up, you got work to do. You should forever be on your healing journey. Yes, are there days where you be like, I don't feel like this shit today? Hell yeah, of course. Yes. Because we're human. Sometimes we don't feel like it. And that's okay. But don't you stay there. I tell my clients all the time, you got 48 hours and then you getting the hell up and we continuing on. Simple as that. Because you need to have people in your life that will keep you there. And you can outgrow, a person. You can start off with a person and they can only take you so far. And maybe you need another type of community, another coach, or another, community to get into. That is perfectly fine. As long as you don't stop your journey. Don't stop your healing. Please don't try to do it yourself. Please don't. Take it from me. Don't try to do it on your own. So, I currently offer one-on-one sessions through Sharewell. You can go to my website and uh, go down to where it says join our free community. I do free group group sessions every Wednesday at 12 o'clock Central Standard Time. Or if you prefer one-on-one, because a lot of times people don't want to get in a group of strangers and tell a business. And that is perfectly fine too. I have people that sit in my support group and they just observe. And I tell them that's fine. I'm not here to make you do anything. If you want to sit and watch, that's fine. But I guarantee you, by the time I say that and by the midpoint of the session, they talking and they're sharing. So you never know. It's all about having the right people around you, the right atmosphere, and about being safe. And I guarantee you, whether we one on one or in group, you are safe. You are absolutely safe with me because I don't play that judgment. I don't play that criticism. I don't play that. I don't, because I know what it's like to be judged. We judge ourselves, so you don't need to be in a group of strangers that's gonna judge you. And I damn sure don't judge because, baby, if you only knew the things that I did back then. But I know better now. When you know better, you do better. And then you come and you share and you let other people know, hey, I've been there, done that. And, this is how I overcame it. Simple. Simple. I know it sounds simple, but it takes work. It takes practice. So now here comes the fun part, the journaling. But before let me finish this though. Like I said, I do one-on-one on Sharewell. Sharewell is free for group. If you want one-on-one, 45 minutes, it is $25. You know how much a therapist costs per session? Upwards of $175 if you are not insured. Some have a sliding scale, some don't care, some don't take your insurance. But I guarantee you, this is a safe place. For $25 to get it off your chest, it is worth it. I had 3 today. 3. So, and I update the schedule every Sunday. Hey, baby. How you doing? I'm almost finished. So now let's get, and I am a professional. I am certified. I know what the hell I'm doing and saying. And if you don't believe me, just go look at my reviews. I have not had a bad review ever. And I always tell, I always ask, are you okay? Because I don't want you leaving me no review saying I traumatized you when I'm sitting up here asking you okay and you lying. It's all about honesty, truth telling, both ways, and your willingness to do the work. So if you are interested, go to my website, shantirefuge.com, and sign up. Give it a try. Hell, you spend $25 on lunch and be hungry 2 hours later. Because the quality of food these days, and I guarantee you that I overgive. I over support. If there is such a thing, I give you more than what you pay for. Let me say that. So, all right, let's slow down now. I done got off. Now, let me slow down. So, I got my journaling prompts. Remember that you can always go and see the journaling prompts on my YouTube channel at Shanti Refuge Journals. They're always in there. The reason why I don't put them on all of them, because I'm on 5 different platforms right now. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So the easiest one for me to, paste them in there is on YouTube. So the first one is, how do I currently respond to myself when I'm overwhelmed or struggling? So when you're overwhelmed and struggling, how do you respond to yourself? And with this, I want you to notice the tone, not the language. Notice the tone. How do I currently respond to myself when I'm overwhelmed or struggling? And then, what did I need as a child that I didn't receive consistently? Like I said, when you were a kid, you didn't know what you needed. You didn't know. You're grown now, so you get to look back and say, God damn, I needed a hug. I needed to be told I was smart. I needed to be told that I was loved. So think about that. What did I need as a child that I didn't receive consistently? And give that to yourself. Now, don't you go back and go talk to your mama or daddy, whoever raised you. Say, you know what, you didn't do this. No, don't do that. We're not blaming. We're reparenting. Because again, our mamas and daddies and family, whoever raised us, only knew what to do with what they had. And nobody was teaching them that. So don't you go there and say, Shanti said it's your fault that you didn't do this. No, I did not say that. Don't lie to me. And so the last one is, what would it look like to respond to myself with care instead of control? What would it look like to respond to myself with care instead of control? And as you go through these prompts, there's no right answer. There's no wrong answer. Just notice what comes up. This is not an essay. This ain't a dissertation. This is you telling yourself your truth. That's all it is. So here's what I want you to hear. Reparenting yourself is not about doing it perfectly. There is no such thing as perfect. Like I told you earlier, get that perfect shit out your head. There's no such thing. None at all. No such thing as perfect. We are human. And we mess up. Players mess up sometime. That's a true statement. Yeah, I'm pausing because I want you to think about that. What reparenting yourself is about is doing it consistently. Be consistent. Some days you'll want to go that extra mile, and some days you will not fucking feel like it. But the healing happens when you notice and then you choose differently the next time. That's all it is. And that's how you build safety with yourself. Because if you don't have safety with yourself, how the hell you expect somebody else to give you safety? It's up to you to know what it is you need, what it is for you to feel safe before you could demand it from somebody else, right? And what that looks like for you might not look like that for somebody else. Just be consistent. No such thing as perfect. Get the word perfect out of your vocabulary and put in consistent. Consistent. For example, I had a plan in my head to go live every day, Monday through Friday at 6 o'clock. I think I did it for maybe, I've done it with how many days now? I don't even know how many days I done it, but I guarantee you it wasn't 6 o'clock every day. But I still showed up and I still told you to go watch the replay on YouTube because the other day I went at like 12 noon because I had time. I ain't had time today. So, but I did it an hour earlier because I had someone, hey, boo, hey, how you doing? Thank you for joining. Because I had an opportunity to go earlier, still showed up. Guess what? That is consistency. So be consistent. Healing happens when you notice. Just, notice. Stop going in with blinders. Just stop and pause. That requires you to stop and pause so you can notice. And that's how you begin to trust yourself. It is very important that you trust yourself. If you don't trust yourself, why do you expect somebody else to trust you? Trust yourself. And if you've never trusted yourself before, I recommend that you start trusting yourself one step at a time. Again, it ain't a race. So, all right. So this is the foundation. Everything that I just talked about is basically the foundation of everything that I offer. Whether it's, I have guided journals. If y'all don't know what guided journals are journals with specific topics, with specific prompts to help you get through whatever it is. Emotional baggage, I got a journal for that. Self-awareness, I got a journal for that. Self-love, I got a journal for that. Unpacking emotional baggage. Did I say that already? I don't know. I don't care. I got a journal for that. You name it, I got one. And if I don't have one that you need, come and ask me. I will be happy to make you one. That's what I do. I do live workshops. Hell, y'all getting a live coaching right now. If you didn't know it, this is what coaching is, except I go in a little bit more when we one-on-one or if we in group. Yeah. So y'all are getting coaching right now, whether you realize it or not. So, I know a lot of people discount coaches, and it's okay. I know who I am and I know what I provide. Everybody don't agree with coaching. Some people prefer therapy, but in my experience, therapists go by their book. They go through. And if you want to get a therapist, that is perfectly okay. You can also have a coach too. It's not instead of, it's in addition to. I know y'all heard me say I have a therapist, two coaches, and a mentor. I need all these people in my life. They all provide different things. Yay! Thank you. Now I need you to tell the people what it do for you. Before I made that journal, I used to think that I was the most grateful person. And it wasn't until I made that journal and started using it that I was ungrateful as hell. And I didn't even know it. I thought I was grateful until I started working in that book. So I need you to tell the people how you feel about it. Because, I could say all day how great I am, but it takes, people who have used my products and services to, say, yes, you know what the hell she's talking about. Or, if you don't agree, please. I love feedback because I'm always looking to improve, for ways to improve. I take constructive criticism. I used to did not. So that tells you right there, the growth is real. The healing is real because I can take it. Shanti, that wasn't no good journal. Or Shanti, nah, I need you to do better. I will take that. But don't come with me with no problems without a solution. That's all I ask. Because it's easy to say, oh, this, point fingers, this, and this. Thank you. I appreciate you. I absolutely do appreciate you. So, I do live workshops, I do group programs, I do one on ones. This work is about helping you to stop abandoning yourself. And a lot of times we don't realize that's what we're doing. Because we're clouded with what we got to do for other people. We got to do this for our partner. We got to do this for the job. We got to do this for church. We got to do this for the neighbor. We got to do this for the kids. But what about us? Who doing for us? Let me just raise your hand. Who checked on you today? Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for sharing it. Yeah, because we could think we one way all we want, but it's when we write it down, make it plain, and go back and reflect, and be like, damn, I didn't know I wasn't ungrateful. I thought I was very grateful. Shit, I was ungrateful. But I'm not no more. I am very grateful for everything, the good, the not so good. I take it and learn from it, heal, and move through it, move on. I didn't say get over. There's a difference between moving on and getting over it. So, um, I just want you to know that some people need reflection, some people need structure, and some people need support. And there's no one way. Some people need all three. Some people need two. Oh, I didn't mean to. Some people need three. Some people need two. Some people need one. You know, it's just the next aligned step. Because initially I was just going to therapy. I have a TikTok shop. On TikTok, just go to my TikTok shop. It's called, let's see if I can put it up here. Oh, I got to add products to it. So I will do that. But you could go to the link in my bio or go to the TikTok shop. I will add my products to the live next time. So you can see I got all kind of stuff. I even have a book that I wrote. I did a TikTok about it earlier today. I read the introduction. And what I'm going to do is start reading the first page of every chapter so you can get like a little glimpse of what the book is about. Because, I can tell you, like I said, I can tell you all day that, baby, that book there, I didn't want to write that book. But my mentor said, Shanti, where's your book? People need a book. They need to know exactly what you went through. So, in my book, it's called Quiet as Kept. I talk about all the hard stuff. It's called Quiet as Kept for a reason, because I'm talking about everything that our mamas and family said, girl, don't you be going to tell nobody that. Or what goes on in the house stays in the house. All that stuff, I talk about it in my book. And it's my personal experience. So I talk about, being abused as a child. I talk about being a teen mom. I talk about being promiscuous. I talk about me getting arrested as a teenager. I talk about all kind of stuff because I want you all to know that you are not alone. And when we're going through things, we can easily feel like we're alone, easily. Because that's what it feels like. Like, oh my God, ain't nobody else going through this. This is just me. What am I going to do? Baby, read my book. So you'll know that all the stuff that I overcame, you can too. I promise you can. With support, not by your damn self. Get support. Get support. So that's just my little shameless plug because I want you to heal. This is not for me. I've done my work. So now I'm walking in my purpose. And it took me to go through all those things to get to where I am today so that I can come back and get my sisters. Come on, babe. Let's go. Let's do this. If I could do it, you can do it. So that's why I'm here. That's why I don't mind, saying the real. I don't mind. I mean, people gonna judge anyway. I don't care. If you're judging me, then I'm not your person. Simple as that. Ooh, what is that? I heard the noise. Hey, Alicia. So, after these, if we go back, if anything that I've said, whether it was today, yesterday, you watch the replays on my live, if anything I have said resonates with you, I want you to, I strongly encourage you to get on my email newsletter. Because if you think I'm talking raw, here, read my emails. I share, deeper reflections. I share journaling prompts. I share about my upcoming sessions and announcements, and my subscribers get the tea before anybody else does. So, anything you hear me saying, my email newsletter subscribers already got it, and they already jumping on it. And, I do offer free things. Everything ain't free though. I serve, therefore I deserve. So I'm gonna tell you that. But I do offer free resources. Or if I'm not the person for you, I am happy to refer you to someone else. There's plenty of times that people have come to me for coaching, and I'm like, no, you need a therapist. Go get a therapist first, and then come and see me, because I will not hold someone's mental health in my hands when I don't know what I'm doing. I stay in my lane. I pride myself on that. I will never say, yes, girl, I can help you with that. Knowing good and well I ain't went through it. So if I haven't gone through it, I'm not helping you on that. If I've gone through it, yes, I'm going to take you on that ride and show you that, again, if I can do it, you can too. So, join my newsletter, go to shantirefuge.com, learn more about me. You know, um, I've already started my Audacity of a Healing Woman coaching program. So pretty soon I'm going to be opening up for a second round, and that's group coaching. If you don't want to be in group, come one on one. Just, you know, come ready to open your heart and open your mind and be honest with yourself. That's the only thing I ask. And if you're not ready for that, please don't waste your time or your money, because that's what you're going to be doing essentially. And that's why I get on here, to build that trust. So y'all know, okay, yeah, I hear what she's saying. And again, if not getting supported by me, get support from someone who can resonate with what you have gone through, what you have been through. Not your mama, not your cousin, not your good girlfriend from kindergarten. Those aren't your people. That's not the kind of support that you need. So, um, again, I've already began my first round of Audacity of a Healing Woman, because it takes audacity to heal. It does. Because it's like, who she thinks she is trying to heal? Yeah, that girl, her, because she deserves it. So there will be another opening soon. So get on my newsletter so you can get on the wait list. And I'm going to have you do an assessment. This is how it works. You get on the wait list. I send you an assessment so I'll know where to meet you at. Just because it's group don't mean it's cookie cutter. I don't do cookie cutter. You know, One person might need this, somebody else might need that, but I intertwine it in a way that everybody benefits from it, because there's healing in community. That is some real stuff. So, and if subscribe to the newsletter and get the announcement that I got a wait list again, then you'll be ready. You can, by the time you get on the wait list, by the time I email you and say, okay, I'm ready for you, you can tell me if you're ready for me or not. And if not, no hard feelings. Absolutely none. I'm there for those who are ready for me. I meet you where you are. I don't expect you to come as anybody else but yourself. So I was on here a long time today. If today felt heavy, and it probably did because we were talking about reparenting yourself, that's understandable. It is, because not many people were aware that you could do that. But you can reparent yourself. You're learning how to stay with yourself. You're learning how to get to know yourself in real time, and that is heavy. You're going to be unlearning criticism. You're going to practice care, real self-care, not hair and nails and makeup and pedicure. No, real mental heart. That's self-care. That's self-care, and that matters. That matter because you can look good as fuck on the outside, but what that inside do? What does that mental do? You know? Thank you. I appreciate you. If you are just coming in and you missed anything that I said, please go to my YouTube channel and watch the replay. That's where you can catch the replay. So, tomorrow we are going to be talking about why your nervous system needs safety, not motivation, and why pushing harder doesn't heal with the pressure created, because it does not. Another hard lesson that I had to learn. So, I'm going to share that with y'all on tomorrow. So, I will be here again tomorrow. I don't know what time yet, so turn your notifications on. It just depends on how the day goes tomorrow. I might do noon. I might do 6 o'clock again. We'll see. No, I'm not doing 6 o'clock because I got somewhere to be tomorrow, so it's gonna be earlier. But you can always catch the replay on my YouTube channel. So be gentle with yourself tonight and look at them prompts. Go to my YouTube and look at those prompts and sit with them. Do that for yourself. Do it before you go to bed. It is perfectly okay. All right. So thank y'all for joining. I appreciate you so much. And have a good rest of your night. Now, see y'all tomorrow. Good evening, Facebook. I got to get off one at a time, y'all. So good night, Facebook. Good night. I was on here 50 minutes today. All right. I like that. That's the longest I've ever been. Because yesterday, I think I was on 15 minutes. Good night, LinkedIn. And good night, YouTube. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate, even if you just pop